Alright. Interesting episode incoming. So, sorry, give me 1 second. I gotta put my hearing aid in. More hearing aid. Because, you know, your boy's deaf. Oh boy, that's not gonna work. Alright, doing this without the hearing aid. It's fine, I'll be fine. Okay, so, first of all, huge shout out to everyone who's been watching. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. If you guys could, in the description, I have a couple things that you can donate to help the channel out. This channel pretty much operates at a loss all the time, and these things are very expensive. So I do have a Patreon. I gotta revamp it again, to tailor more towards the content that I actually make. So if you guys have ideas for Patreon tiers, let me know in the comments down below. That'd be really helpful. So we'll jump right into the episode. So first of all, Carl Freeman, huge shout out. Thank you so much for telling me what the heck this card is. This is Dark Lizardmon. This guy right here. There we go. Dark Lizardmon. No, I wouldn't say I'd ever seen him before. I feel like I have seen him before, but did not recognize him. So thank you very much for that. And thanks everyone who corrected me. It is Shakomon X. That is exactly who we had yesterday, but that's not who we have today. Shakomon, what I believe is on the blue, evolved into a refrigerator. I didn't even know that Refrigemon was on here. It's crazy. Just kidding. We have Ryudamon. Oh crap, it is sleep time. Hold on, you ain't going to bed yet. You are not going to bed. You ain't going to bed. Sorry. So, we have... Actually, no, I don't think this is Ryudamon. I believe this is Ginryumon, actually. So we have a Ginryumon here, which is weird. I'm assuming Ginryumon is this device, the blue device's, like, default for that, that line. I don't know. And then over here we have another surprise, and that is Terramon X. So I had no idea who this is. I had to look it up. Usually I tell you guys, oh, you know, tell me who it is. This time I had to look it up. I'm sorry, because I don't know. It just looked weird. Like I thought it was Velgramon, but I was like, no. I think it's a similar sprite though. I think they used a similar base sprite and just kind of like change it up a little bit. And then his cut-in, I did not know who the hell I was looking at, so I had to look it up, and it was Terramon X. Never seen him before, but he is cool looking. So from here on out, we're going to keep with the 0 effort, but we are going to get max level, which at this point is, I think, level 4, level 5, something like that. So, 2 things. First of all, hopefully, if this becomes Oryumon, we're gonna definitely, we're definitely backing him up, so that later on when we get Alphamon on here, we can Jogress the 2, and I can show that off. I was hoping that that would happen, or we would get Terriermon and Lopamon, but instead we got this, so we're working with the punches here. So, this is gonna be a little hard. I don't think I've ever done this before. I did Area 1, just to try it out. It was fun. But, yeah, this is interesting just because I've never done this with both devices. I've never owned 2 devices. I've never run 2 X devices at the same time. I didn't run my X1 and X2 at the same time, which I think would have been a cool idea, but I never did. But these 2 are definitely way over level for where we're at right now. So, you know, it's going to be pretty easy for a while, and then it's going to start ramping up in difficulty. But that's how things go, you know. Let's skip over here, just at least somewhere around the same pace. But yeah, I didn't mention yesterday, but also thank you everyone for commenting. Oh crap! Sorry, hit the camera. Thanks everyone for commenting yesterday with some ideas for the name of this. We have Azure, nice color, nice name. Blue, Bew, which is Xanthosac, kind of like that, giving it like a fantasy feel. I have not decided yet. Maybe I'll do a poll, and I'll just have you guys vote. So I'll put my favorite names, and we'll do a poll eventually. Probably not today because I will forget, but maybe tomorrow or sometime next week we'll do a poll. We'll pick the name for the blue X3. Had these in my pocket earlier today. They do that weird thing where when they're in your pocket and they get a little warm, the screen starts looking a little weird, but then once everything's fine, the screens will go back to normal. Because I was looking at them, I was like, what the hell? I was like, what is going on? They look like, it was like weird, and they look like kind of like a double vision kind of effect going on. But thankfully, it resolved itself. It's just something that certain devices do. When they're in my pocket, at least, I guess I'm too thick. Also, from this being in my pocket, they got another scratch. So, wonderful. I don't know what is with these things and me. I know I have a lot of, like, hard earth, I guess you call it sometimes. Or just, you know, I have a lot of particles in my house that are very coarse, that make it very easy for things to get scratched. That's how my house always has been. It's weird. It sucks whenever you're playing, when I was a kid, obviously, playing with toys, rolling my toys on the floor, because it would just sound like rocks. It's rolling on rocks or something. But it's not rocks, it's just like, you know, I don't know how to explain it. But the good thing is that keeps bugs out. That kind of stuff gets in bugs like exoskeletons and kills them eventually. So my house, thankfully, doesn't have a lot of bugs thanks to that. But at the same time, it gets everywhere, and especially in my pockets. And things like this happen where things in my pocket get scratched, like VPET screens and my phone and everything else that could possibly get scratched. It sucks, but that's life, you know. I really got to get around to putting some screen protector. Hey, look, there he is, she is, whoever. There they are. I gotta put some screen protectors on these things. I think I have some old phone screen protectors that I don't use or even need or even have the phone for. So I gotta try to see if I can, you know, cut some out. Because if I can do that now and just fix it, that'd be great, you know? It'd be great if I could just nip that problem in the bud, at least for these. I want these two to look as nice as possible, you know? The X1 fared very well. The X2, I mean, it looks like the X2. You guys have seen it. It's seen better days. Oh yeah, there's this in. It's seen better days, the X2. The X3s, I want the... God, I'm sorry, I got hiccups now. I want these two to look as beautiful as possible, for as long as possible, because these are the last of the X series. These are going to be worth a lot. I don't know if these are going to be necessarily rare, but they're still going to be cool collector's items, and I'd like to have them look nice for the future. I do not intend to ever sell any of my collection, even, you know, as messed up as some of them are, or even the bootlegs I have. I wouldn't sell anything in my collection at all. Just nothing I am terribly interested in. I amassed this collection for a couple years now. It'd just kind of be stupid to do that all and then sell it, you know? But yeah, you know, shit happens. And these might not look as beautiful as they do now, but I at least have video evidence of how beautiful they looked. Extensive video evidence too. One day all these backlogged, oh, Terriermon X. All this backlogged footage that I have amassed from running all these different devices it's gonna come for some use for me later on when I start doing like in-depth VPET videos and reviews and stuff like that. Oh my god, speaking of getting in-depth, I'm doing it very late, and I feel sad, because some people are not going to be able to listen to this. But let me talk about the VPET lore, you know? This is my favorite thing about the VPETs, is that ever since the original VPETs, the original digital monsters, there's been a lore behind them that's completely separate from the anime and even the mangas. Well, somewhat. They do share a lot of elements, but overall it's a different story. So the digital world in the original VPETs, the original bricks, you're on File Island, much like the DigiDestin are in the first season, or not the first season, but the first couple arcs of Digimon Adventure. You're on File Island, and you know, nothing really crazy happens. The Pendulum, you're on Foul Continent. Again, nothing crazy happens. I don't know where you're at in the progress. I don't really know much about what happens in the progress. Lore-wise, I don't think anything too exciting because I've never heard anything about it. But everyone knows about the Pendulum X. It's especially because there's a movie about it. So, as you all know, Yggdrasil, or King Drazel, I believe he's called in the dub, but I will be calling him Yggdrasil. He, he looks derpy as hell. I forgot to mention that. Ginryumon looks like a Muppet. He looks very goofy. I love it, honestly. And they didn't make it so that he shoots out a katana. They made it so he shoots out an arrow. I get it, you know, we're working with limited resources here, but I do wish he shot out a katana. That would have been cool. I didn't notice that until I was playing as him earlier in Cyber Sleuth, which I think is funny. Right now I'm raising a Ginryumon. So, anyway, and the Pendulum X, as we all know, King Drazel decided there was just too many Digimon and decided to start killing everyone. Ordered the Royal Knights to do it. Once the Royal Knights came in there, he also did the whole X virus. That killed off a lot of Digimon, and then they all moved to the new digital world. So, ever since then, every VPET has taken place in the new digital world. So, that, I believe, includes all subsequent VPET releases. So, that would be the XL, the Twins, the Minis, etc., etc. Even the VPET 20th, the VPET 20th, the DM 20th, and the Pendulum 20th both take place in the new digital world. Bandai did confirm that a while back. So with that knowledge, we're like, wow, cool. So I wonder if there is still a digital world. We mean, of course, the old digital world. And with the X1, Bandai confirmed that yes, the old digital world actually still does exist. It never was destroyed. Surprisingly, I could have swore it was, but no, didn't get destroyed. It was never, you know, killed off or anything. Everyone that survived that. Not only the, everyone that survived, not only the Royal Knights genocide, but also the actual X virus, are now extremely powerful, and they're fighting for supremacy. So the X1's story was that the Digimon were all just like, there's just like chaos in the old digital world, which is why it looks all messed up, because there's absolute chaos. Everyone's fighting, and everyone's fighting to see who is the strongest, and whoever wins this like giant tournament essentially will be crowned the leader of this old digital world. So King Drasil, or Yggdrasil, finds out about it and sends Craniumon and oh my god, who's the other one? I always forget his name. Everyone's always reminding me his name, and it's like pissing me off. Not Duftmon. That's another one I forget. But Leopardmon is also a name for him. I'm more comfortable calling him Leopardmon because I don't know what the hell a Duft is. Maybe it's a reference to something. I'm pretty sure it is. Every time I say that, it always is. What is his name? What is his name? Dynasmon. There we go. Thank God. Okay. Anyway, Dynasmon and Craniumon, they both get granted new X forms by Yggdrasil, and he tells them to go into the old digital world and try to fix whatever the hell is going on over there and stop it immediately. And so they do, but in the end, they pretty much fail. The Demon Lords all kind of group up together. They all get new fancy schmancy X-Antibody forms, and I believe, in lore, the evil Digimon win that tournament. And so the fight continues in pretty much Digimon Hell, the digital world equivalent of Hell, which is the background of the X2s, both of them. So the fight continues there. All the Royal Knights come over. All of them get X forms. All of the Demon Lords all get X forms. They have this huge battle, and it continues in the X3 and actually concludes too. I don't know the conclusion of the story just yet. I don't know if they concluded it, but it's at like ahead. So in this device, oh my god, he's just so derpy. I love it. He just looks like a Muppet, like Kermit or something. Like, I'm Ginryumon. But, is he gonna retire? Oh yeah, he's gonna retire. Yeah, if you don't feed your Digimon, they retire mid-battle because they get tired because they're hungry. It's like that episode of SpongeBob where Gary explodes because he's being overworked. It's kind of like that, minus the explosion. So yeah, in this, you know, current fight, all the Digimon are fighting tooth and nail. It's probably gonna retire too. Digimon are fighting tooth and nail. All the X-Antibody form, all the Royal Knights X-Antibody forms are all fighting. While this is all going on, the two main characters from the original Digimon X Chronicles, which was a manga that was running when the Pendulum X's were coming out, they actually show up. I can't remember their names, but they do show up with Dorumon, with their Dorumon and Oryumon, and I think that's why they're advertising Alphamon Oryuken on this device as much as they are, even though we've gotten him once before. We've gotten Alphamon like 3 or 4 times, but Alphamon Oryuken's only been on one other device so far, as far as newer releases, so I'll give them that at least. I think that's why, because he's been reintroduced in Digimon Chronicles X. Also, I believe Alphamon Oryuken was on the 3.0s only. I think that's a 3.0 Pendulum X 3.0 exclusive Digimon. Could be wrong about that, but I think I'm right. But either way, they show up, help out with the huge battle that's going on, that's ensuing. At some point, Genkumon, I believe, sacrifices himself and gives Jessamon the rest of his power. I could be wrong about this last part, because I haven't seen an official confirmation. I remember reading something, like a tweet saying, like a translated tweet saying that that's the idea behind Jessamon GX. But Genkumon X gives Jessamon the rest of his power, and that's why Jessamon evolves into Jessamon GX, which is kind of like an end to Jessamon's arc, really, because Hackmon was this kind of scrappy Digimon that Genkumon took under his wing to teach him how to be a Royal Knight. He saw that, what's the word? He saw that potential in Hackmon and, you know, trained him, and as Hackmon trained, he became eventually a bona fide Royal Knight thanks to Genkumon. And at the end, Genkumon gives him the rest of his power so that he can evolve further and take on Agudamon X, who, if I'm not mistaken, is all of the X-Antibody Demon Lords fused together. And I think that's like the ultimate kind of part of the current lore with the X3s. Again, I don't know if they have finished Digimon Chronicles in recent months. They probably have, up to the release of the X3s. I don't know if it's done or if it's still going on, but that's pretty much a not so brief, but brief discussion of the wacky and weird world of VPET lore. I love it. I absolutely adore it. It's always running in the background, but it uses every single kind of small detail from the VPETs and works it into this, you know, weaves it all into this beautiful, giant, like, you know, heavy and pretty deep lore. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm happy that Bandai kept it up. They could have totally just said, like, whatever. But instead, ever since the Digimon 20th release, they have been slowly working at that, and I gotta appreciate that. So yeah, I'm gonna go. Super long episode because I was sitting there ranting about VPET lore. Feel free to correct me in the comments because I'd like to be correct. But I got most of it right if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, last but not least, obviously, one of my minis is in the warehouse from Japan. Now they can hold things for up to 45 days, so I'm not too worried. The only issue is it's only one of them. Remember, I got 2, and the one I really want, which is the version 3, is not there yet. So what I'm waiting for is for all the things I bought to be at their warehouse, and once they're all there, I want them to just send me one box with all of them, in said box, if at all possible. I think so. So yeah, the third thing I got, it's nothing Digimon related, it's actually Battle Network related. I bought a kernel battle chip, like the Navi chip, if you know what I'm talking about. You might not. When I get it, I'll go into detail about it, but that thing is, I wouldn't say super rare, but it's really hard to come by, especially at a good enough price as what I got it for. I got it for like $8, I want to say, which is like a steal and a half. It's like almost criminal how cheap I paid for that, because I've seen that thing go for significantly more money, like a lot more money by itself too, like 20 to like $100 sometimes. Really crazy. So I got it, which I'm really happy about. So that's coming in along with the 2 minis. They're probably not going to come in time for the hatch, sadly. Sadly, they're not going to come in time for the hatch. But that's fine. When they come in, I'll show them off, and maybe I'll just run the version 3 by itself, because I'm already running these 2. And they're already kind of a lot for me. So maybe I'll just run one of them, or maybe I'll run both of them. Just go sicko mode. Say screw it, I'm home all day anyway. Might as well. We'll see. But that's it. I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Sorry for the long episode, but I don't know why I apologize, because everyone now likes long episodes, which is good. I don't mind it. So I'm gonna go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do really appreciate it. Bye, bye, bye. Love you, love you, love you. Stay inside. Stay hydrated. Stay healthy. Wash your hands. Be safe. Be careful. I will see you tomorrow. Peace.